Hi, Sunshine. Welcome to Oddment, the YouTube channel for FlightFancy.com. I'm Teresa, and today's tutorial is going to be for these cute little wire-wrapped candy corn earrings. So if you are feeling a little bit in the fall spirit or Halloween spirit, to start off, we are going to need our wire snips, your favorite pair of pliers. I like the bent nose myself, and the round pliers as well. For supplies, I've got 20 gauge gold plate wire for the frame, and then I've got the 24 gauge for the wrapping. I've chosen, my supply happened to be in pearls, so I've got the orange, deep yellow, and white pearls. But if you have the beads in that color, the glass, or whatever your favorite is, go with that. But I'm using the pearls because that's what I have. So to create our little triangle frame, I'm going to use my bent nose pliers. Got a nice flat surface here where I'm going to create that little straight edge on the bottom of our triangle. So to do that, I'm just going to pinch that in there just about halfway. Fold it up one side, kind of measure my biggest pearl. Make sure I've got enough room to wrap it, and then we're going to fold it up the other side. So what we've got here now are two frames, and we're going to even up our bottoms here, and I'm going to pinch off the top of our triangle, but I want to have these nice and lined up. There we go. Get that lined up, and then we can pinch that right there so they're marked. Now I have two frames here, and what I'm going to do is wrap over the top of the shorter piece here. One to the outside and this one to the opposite side, so the coils are going in opposite directions. And using my mark as a guide, I'm going to kind of straighten out what we're using as a post, and that's where we're going to make our hook or our loop to hook our earring in. We're going to take the longer piece that we're going to use to wrap over the top. We're going to bend it over perpendicular to the post. Hold it steady right there, and we're going to do 1, 2, kind of a half, because we're going to nip this off on the back side and smooth it towards the back. I'm going to take my pliers, clamp them tight right there. Give that a bit of a straighten out, and I'm going to take my snips, flat side to that, because you'll get a nice flat cut, fewer sharp edges. Snip, and I always kind of hold it so I'm not putting holes in the wall with this wire. Grab our pliers. I'm going to smooth that to the back, give it a nice pinch, give it a feel. If it feels still any sharp in any way, and I generally give it a cheek test and run it on my cheek. But you can take just a simple file, nail file to it, and smooth it out a little more. Now, to make our loop at the top for the earring hook, we're going to bend this once again here, perpendicular to our earring. And we're going to snip a measurement here, and I generally do like a fat 1/4 inch, however big you like your loops, but that's generally about right there is where I make mine for earrings. And we're going to take our round nose pliers here, and we are going to create our circle. There we go. And tuck it down. Now we're going to do that with both frames, and on the second frame here, we wrapped this one over the top to the right. Now this one, we're going to wrap over the top. Remember, the bend again, and to the left. 1, 2.5. Okay? So we'll go through that same process, snip, create our loop, straighten out our triangle. Now from here, we're going to grab a 24 gauge wire, our wrapping wire. I'm going to straighten that out. I've already wiped the wire down, make sure it was clean, any tarnish or oilies off of it. And we are going to start wrapping just a little bit above, because the hole on our bead is halfway up. So if we lay this down and we set this right here, this is going to wrap to about here. So we're going to start wrapping here and come down, and probably, I'm guessing 5 to 7 wraps right there before we string our bead. So let's do that really quick. Well, as quick as I can be. We'll try that out. And we can always take some of this little bits out in editing, I hope. We're still learning, the royal we. I'm still learning how to edit. I'm starting to get a hang of the movie editing program. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. And yeah. Now what we've got here, I like to tighten the coils before I go. So my handy dandy bent nose, and I'm just gonna tighten that up a titch, and then I'm gonna snip this little tail, get that back. There. I'm gonna snip this tail, and we're gonna do the same thing that we did up on the loop and on the wrap at the neck, and we are going to tighten that down and around so it's not sharp. And we're going to pick up our first bead, and if memory serves, candy corns go that orange, yellow, white, although generally I just eat them for fun. Now we're going to go ahead and wrap all the way. Same thing, kind of pre-guess what we need for our little yellow. Where'd it go? It ran off on me, just like a cat toy. There we go. So there's, after wrapping that, we'll get our second layer of candy corn color. So what's your favorite Halloween candy? Sometimes it's candy corn, but the old chocolate fallback is about the best. Okay, and these have been doing on this frame, and with these pearls, 6 to 7 wraps per side. Let's tighten up the ship. There we go. And we'll grab ourselves the white. There we go. Now, as I go along, reposition. That just goes with any crafting you do. You want to make sure you're still in a line. Now, with this last bead, instead of wrapping all the way up the post, I'm going to do 2 wraps, and then we're going to start that crisscross weave that's on these here. You see we've got a kind of a in and out and over under at the same time, kind of a basket weave here. So I've got 2 wraps to secure the last one, and now I'm going to come up from underneath there, and we are going to over, under, and side to side. So over, under, back up through the center, over the other side. And we're going to continue that. You know, every once in a while, I forget that I have handy dandy tools and not just my fingers. Although sometimes I feel much more comfortable using my hands than the tools. Okay, and still doing the over under. Still tightening as we go. And now in this tight a spot, I'm kind of treating the wire almost like a sewing needle to get it in that fine spot and finessing it up so that it doesn't kink. We don't want to yank too hard, but we want to be firm. Firm is good, especially with husbands. Okay. And we are right about there, friends. Look at that. Last one. Get my old lady glasses on here. Because once we get down to this spot, and those holes get smaller and smaller every year. All right. Readjust in case things twisted. Now I'm going to snip that and tuck it into the open weave on the back. There we go. There. Now, this is the final point. I chose fish hooks for this one, but feel free, you know, whatever your favorite hook is, we can just open and close that little loop and get our fish hooks on there. And there you go, my creative friends. Wire wrapped candy corn earrings. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I'd like a comment. If you make one, leave me a link to a picture. I'd love to see. And hopefully we'll see you next time. Thanks all. Be creative. Bye.